there, it's Evangelise. I'm Cheryl.
I'm Theron. Welcome to our channel.
We are headed for Memorial Weekend camping.
Yep, this is our first outing of the season. First, I want to say I hope everybody has a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend, doing whatever you're doing.
Yes, same here. Yep, happy Memorial Weekend. Definitely we'll be honoring those that have gone on Memorial Day, but we are very excited. Are we not? We're excited.
Yeah, we're looking forward to our camping.
Because this is our first time. We've done some additions on the camper, which we will share with you. Yep. We've got little things that we want to share with you that we're very excited about, some add-ons, and so we're excited. And we will,
Yeah, so we just finished our lunch break at the Quick Trip in Pulaski. So if you're from Wisconsin, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, you know, it's either McDonald's or Quick Trip, and I'd rather do Quick Trip.
So I had me a cheeseburger and a corn dog.
I'd rather do Quick Trip than McDonald's. So, all right.
So we'll see you guys up north. This is the site I was hoping we'd get. This one or that one. This is the one we stayed at last time. I really liked this one. I hope we get this one for the 4th of July. That'd be awesome.
What you doing?
Just unhooking.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's rolling. You're good.
I'm yakking. Anyway. So the first time we did this, our first time out with the trailer last year?
Yeah.
Once we got unhooked, we're so used to pitching tents and making beds and stuff. It felt like we forgot to do something because we're like, oh, I guess we're here.
Right, I know.
It's literally unhook it and go.
Yeah, it's a new experience for us, but definitely a good experience. We love it. And we were very lucky this year. I'm not working now, so we were able to leave fairly early in the day because this site we're on is a first come, first serve site. So we did have to make sure we got up here to get the site. There are some reserve sites. We don't do that anymore because we've been doing this enough that we have other options that we can do. So we don't book any sites. And plus, it's sometimes harder, if you get a site and you're not completely happy with it. So we just do it this way.
Yeah,
we know sites we like.
The last time we reserved a site, we wound up not being happy with it. So we did a drive around these other first come, first serve sites, and we stayed at one of them instead. So we wound up paying for 2 sites, even though we didn't use one of them. But it was fine. It worked out better. So now we just don't mess with that anymore. We're familiar enough with this campground that we know where we like to stay. Okay.
And there she is. There's our heavy camper. Honey, we're home.
Yeah, right.
Yay. There is.
So I do want to talk about this a little bit. This should probably come off at some point. It's if you're ever in there and somebody shuts this on you, you're never getting out. So it is a little bit of safety concern. So what I do is I lock this while we're here. So that can't happen. But it's got these weird fasteners that I can't get any kind of a screwdriver onto. They're kind of like an 8-bit star shape with a safety stud in the middle. So to get these off, I'm probably going to have to grind them or something. So I just haven't messed with it yet. And we are going to want to get the skeeter beater out. Holy crap, the bugs are nuts.
Yeah, the mosquitoes are really bad right now. Okay, I want to share something with you. This is the tip. We use this stuff. The mosquitoes were terrible. In fact, we kind of mentioned that in our video. They were horrible when we got in here. We're already finding our mosquito spray, but we use this mosquito beater. We find it at our local Fleet Farm, but it's all over. I'm sure you can order it online. It sprays right on the ground and it sprays dry, and they're all gone. Like literally, they're gone. You couldn't even hardly they were just everywhere, and now they're all gone. It works really well. The smell is not terrible. So it just sits on the ground. Best stuff ever. So here's your tip. Hey there. So the fire's built. You see right there, there's there. He's building the fire. You say hi.
It's time for dinner.
Yeah, so what are we having for dinner?
We're keeping it super simple. Our first night up here, we usually keep it pretty simple. So we got some munchies, and we got the Better Cheddars by Johnsonville. And this is dinner tonight.
See, so there's our fire. And then we got our music over there. We were able to stream music in. I don't know what oh, you must turn it off for the video.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, we're able to pull some stream music in.
So I'm actually surprised. It's very quiet up here this weekend. I expected this campground to be full, but I'd say about half the sites up here are still empty. So for Memorial Day weekend, Friday, I'm actually shocked.
Yeah, I did a walk around to go to the bathroom, and yeah, there was still quite a few sites available. Yummy cheddarwurst, my favorite.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're all awake, I think.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to get on with our day.
We slept good. It was kind of like 40 degrees or so here,
Yeah.
temperature-wise, but we slept really good in our camper. So,
But first, coffee.
yes, I need my coffee because I can't do anything without my coffee.
Yep.
All right. So I prefer to do my coffee the old-fashioned way. I do have a Keurig. I might bring that probably when we have more people on the 4th. But so I'm gonna do my old-fashioned coffee. I like this. This is one of those Coleman coffee makers, and you put the water on the bottom. And it took me forever to figure out how to do this. It's really not that hard of a science. But all right, and then I put my filter in there, and then I just take whatever coffee I want, and I put my coffee in there, just around in the filter. They do make actual filters for these Colemans, so if you're gonna do this, I would buy a Coleman filter. They fit a little bit nicer in here, but I didn't care enough to really do that. So, but yeah, I just add my coffee around in here as much as I want. I like my coffee to be a little bit more rich in the morning when I wake up, so that I add a little bit more. So then you just put that top piece on there, and you lift this over, and then you set it right on the flame. And then basically what it does is it boils the water, and then the water pushes the coffee up, and then you'll see the coffee come out of that little percolator right there. And when you start seeing that, then you know that it's done. And here I am enjoying my first cup of coffee. Like I said, it's going to be a little hot, but it's good. It's definitely really good. Yeah, it's really, really good. This is my favorite thing to do, sit in the morning and have coffee. And yeah, I have camping hair, so yeah, this is where we're at. So Darren's out there looking for firewood. He likes to scavenge firewood from the woods because, you know, trees, it actually keeps the woods clean and that. So because he's getting ready to make kindling, so we'll be having breakfast. We're going to share with you. This is the other thing we like to do, is have breakfast over a fire. I don't know if you've ever had eggs done over a fire. If you haven't, you really should. So on the menu today is going to be eggs, and then I have some breakfast sausages, and then yeah, a little bit of maybe some red potatoes. We might throw that. But if you haven't done that over the fire, you haven't lived. So that's something that we truly like to do in the morning. So
Time to start the morning campfire for making breakfast. So I'm going to walk you through how I start a fire. I get these little fire starter bricks. I pick them up at Menards or any place. You can get them anywhere, but they're just a little fire starter brick. But you can do this with newspaper too. I've done that a lot as well. Get my little clicker in here and come on, clicker. Ooh, this one's just about dead, but it's going. Get that little baby going a little bit. Try not to burn your fingers. I like to let it kind of get established a little bit. I'm gonna just set it down in there. So what I've already done is I've already gone out in the woods and I prepped a bunch of this little kindling. So a big mistake I see people make when they're trying to start a fire is they just try and throw everything on all at once. What you want to do is get a bunch of this little crap, just lay it on there and let it get established. Just let that sit and do for a minute or two. And once you've got this established, then you can put on your bigger kindling and then move to the bigger splits that I have made here. And then you'll get a fire going every time. Don't try and pile everything on here all at once, because then it just, so many times it just won't take. You're just trying to do too much. And I see a lot of people try and do that, and then they get frustrated because they can't get their fire going. So that's how I do it. But now you can see now I've got some flames poking up here. So this is getting established. Now I can start to lay some other stuff on it and get some of this bigger stuff going now. And then this will be a nice fire.
Yeah, so like I was mentioning earlier, I was take a video of you out in the woods. You know, Darren was out in the woods gathering. So we try to gather as much as we can in the campsite. That's really nice too as well.
I dragged all that out of here this morning. We'll burn that probably this evening. There's about an hour's worth of wood there. We burned for 5 hours last night, basically on stuff I drug out of the woods. I think of the firewood we brought, we only used 5 or 6 pieces of firewood that I actually brought with us. So
yeah, well, it cleans up the forest too, so that's good.
So I'm a fan of using what you can. All right, so now that we got some nice big flames and this bigger stuff is starting to catch, now you can start putting your splits on, and you'll have a nice fire. And that'll be a nice breakfast fire.
So teepee log cabin.
I always start with the teepee. This always starts the best. This is what they call a teepee. You just lay your stuff over. As the fire progresses and you get your bed of coals, this stuff will all start to kind of collapse in on itself. And when that happens, then you can start what they do a log cabin, where you just lay a couple on there and then you lay a couple more on, and it looks like a log cabin. And then that's a good way to build once you've got a bed of coals established with your bigger logs. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let that get going, and then we will show you what we do for breakfast.
So I got the breakfast on this morning. We're doing real easy. This is red potatoes and some sausage links, and we're going to cook all this down. And then Cheryl scrambled up some eggs over there. And when the potatoes and sausages get pretty close to being done, we'll take this off, scramble some egg into it, a little seasoned salt, and that's going to be breakfast this morning. Super quick and easy, and it's one of the best meals on the planet, like for real. So
nothing is, it's especially, we both love food cooked over the campfire. Everything was damp. It did rain last night. So yeah, we do love our everything is so much better cooked over an open flame. If you're scared of it, or if you've never done it, just go for it and try it. I mean, he's got gloves that he wears. That little red thing handle works really well. See, he's got these gloves. Those are actually welding gloves. And then you just get it, honestly, this morning there's not a lot of smoke, but don't be scared of it. Just start with the slow fire. And we throw a little bit of butter in there, just to kind of give it a little bit of oil. And that works really well. Plus it gives a good flavor and for the food, and it's definitely very healthy for you.
I also recommend getting yourself a nice piece of cast iron. This is a nice cast iron skillet.
Yes.
Everything cooks more evenly. Cast iron is designed to distribute the heat more evenly.
Yes.
So you don't have hot spots and cold spots in your pan.
Exactly. And, a lot of times they're at Goodwill, or, you just look at the thrift store, or maybe on Marketplace. We've had this. I actually picked this up at a thrift store. When I saw it, I grabbed it immediately because, we love this thing.
All right, so breakfast is ready to eat here. It's sausage, potato, eggs, and then I put in a little bit of my favorite Lowry seasoning salt to just kind of season it a little bit. And this will be a fantastic meal. So The thing with cast iron is you want to take really good care of it. So how I clean mine is I like to put a little bit of water in here and then scrape out as much as I can. With cast iron, you don't ever want to use soap or soapy water. It will ruin it. All you want to do is just use some water, and then when we get all done, you'll season it up. So I've scraped about as much out of here as I can. I'm going to go ahead and dump this. What I'll do then is I'll give it a nice rinse with some good clean water. I do have a scrub buddy over there. So if I use that, the thing is I need to make sure I've got it I've rinsed it out thoroughly before I scrub the pan with it and get the last of this stuff out. So
I don't know if that scrub buddy has soap on it.
Well, so what you want to do is make sure you stick it in here, squish it and squish it and squish it. Get all that soapy water out. So there's as little soap as humanly possible in here. This is the rinse water. Then you can just give this a nice swipe. Get the last of that residue out of there. Little rinse water. Give that a good swish. So then your pan is clean, but it's still not ready for the next use. The last thing you want to do here is dry it out thoroughly. You don't want to leave any water in here so you don't have any rust. So what I do is just stick it back on here for a little bit. Let the fire do its thing. It'll evaporate all that water. So the pan's all clean, it's nice and dry. There's no water in there. So the last thing you want to do is season it for the next use. You can do this with a multitude of things. You can just use it with a little pat of butter and wipe it out, or some cooking spray, or a little bit of cooking vegetable oil. It doesn't really matter. I just have some cooking spray here. Just give it a nice little coat of spray, and then you'll want to wipe it out. It's still kind of hot, so I'm going to throw my glove on to do this. And just give it a good wipe out. And that will season it and preserve it for the next use. And that's how you take care of your cast iron. If you do it this way, it'll last you forever. We've been using this pan for years and years and years.
Yeah, long time. We've been using that for 10 years.
But the main thing is don't ever put soapy water in here or soap in here. You'll ruin it. So that's how you take care of cast iron. So while Cheryl's enjoying her coffee, I thought maybe I'd walk you around our campsite a little bit and just kind of show you how we set things up this weekend. This is a pretty typical setup for us. We usually, try to keep things away from the campfire so sparks and stuff don't get around. However, this canopy, I'm not going to lie, has been over a few campfires when it's been raining. We've just set it right over the fire. So it's got a few little holes here and there, but it's holding up. And I'm glad we put it up last night. Like I said, we did have a little rain shower come in last night for about a half hour while we were sleeping. It woke me up. It was pounding on the trailer roof, which didn't bother me at all. So we have a little kitchen set up here with a 2-burner Coleman stove. Cheryl did bring her ice maker up here. This is the first time we've had power, so we were excited to bring up a few little amenities that we've never done before and just try it out. So this is her little ice maker, and the reason we brought this is because we have a refrigerator in the trailer now, which I'll show you in a minute. So we did not need to buy or bring ice, but she still wanted to have a little bit of ice hanging around, so this has been handy. I will say when it is running, it draws a lot of power, but it works really well for the little bit of ice that we need when we do run it. And then we were able to bring a little Bluetooth speaker with a radio up here, so we've been enjoying that. And then this is the cooler we used to use and ice down, and this is by Ozark Trail. I think we paid about $200 for this when we bought it, and it's a competitive to a Yeti for about a third of what the cost of a Yeti would be. And when this thing is completely iced down, it will hold that ice for like a week. Like, I'm not kidding you. We've been camping 3 or 4 nights, have it completely iced down. If you open it very minimally to do your food and stuff, when we get back home, there is still just a crap load of ice in this thing. So it stays very cool. It's a nice cooler. So we've enjoyed having that. But for this weekend, we just put our dry goods in there.
bread and chips and things like that. Then we just got the power station sitting here. And then we use our picnic table, of course. And then down on this end, Cheryl usually has her dishes set up. So we just use a couple of dish pans, nothing fancy here. And she has a dish rack, and we just do it very simply. One of the things I didn't want to have in the trailer was a bunch of water and plumbing and holding tanks and crap like that. I just didn't want to deal with any of that. So this is how we handle that. So this is our water storage. These are free. I think I've got about 3 gallons of water in each one. And at this campsite, I can just walk down to the spigot and refill for free. And if we're out in a little bit more of a primitive site, I've literally just taken them down to the lake and fill them up in the lake. We don't use this for drinking water. This is just gray water only for dishes and things like that. And then, of course, our pop-up garbage can, which is very handy. So this is our basic, typical setup for us outdoors. We do everything. We try to do everything outside if we can. The only thing we do inside the trailer really is change clothes and sleeping. If you come inside the trailer, I know the last time you saw it, it was under construction a little bit. We decided to just keep the pop-up, pop-on, pop-off lights. So those are pretty handy. I don't see any reason to change that out or run wiring up here. It's a simple $10 solution to a lighting problem. The bed's made. I know it's a little messy right now because we just got up and changed and everything. And then this is the refrigerator. So I went around and around a little bit about this because I was looking at, an Iceco, and I know Anchor makes a nice camp cooler, camp fridge. And my son-in-law, when he brought me the power pack that we're using this weekend, he's like, well, you don't need to spend $600, $700 on a fridge. He's like, why don't you just stick a fridge in the trailer, just a regular old fridge? They're cheap. And so I had never thought about it. And so that's what we did. So for $150, we've got a really nice refrigerator in there. The power pack runs it just fine, and we're completely happy with it. So that was the solution we went with. And so that's kind of how we set things up when we go camping. This is a pretty typical setup. So we've been coming to this campground for, I'd say, probably over 10 years. And the very first time we came here, we stayed down this lane. Those are all reserved sites with several friends. I think we had 3 sites reserved, and we had the weekend up here. And that was our first time up here, and we had a great time. As you pan around, I don't want to film into people's sites too much out of privacy, but this site here, we had a very good friend who passed away from cancer 3-4 years ago, and she loved coming up here, and that was the very last site that she camped in. That was her very last weekend camping. Cheryl and I usually stay up here on the back of this campground because it's always very quiet up here. There doesn't tend to be a lot of rowdy kids and stuff like that. I know that we've stayed in this site at least once because I remember it's right across from the bathrooms. So I know that her and I stayed at this site at least once many, many years ago because I just remember that those were there. And then this next site down the road here, we stayed at once as well. And it's actually one of my favorite weekends staying up here. It was a torrential rainstorm the entire weekend, like 48 hours of just nonstop rain. And I remember we had the tent pitched right back over there and it leaked. We had to go into Anago and get a tarp and put over the tent to get through the weekend. That we woke up pretty wet the first morning. But we had the canopy pitched right here and we just sat underneath that. We listened to the radio and drank our beer and cooked our food, and we just had a great weekend, just the two of us just sitting visiting. But it was weather that would have drove home probably 95% of the people that would come out here to camp. But in my opinion, a crappy weekend camping is still better than a good day at home. And so we really, really had a good time, and I always remember that weekend. This site's a little bit weird. We've never stayed here. I don't know that we ever would. It's a very awkwardly designed and situated site in that your main camping area is over there. You can't back up any farther than those rocks, and you would have your tent and everything pitched up there. This isn't a very good site for a camping trailer for sure. And I'm not even sure it's a good site to even try and put our little camper in. So we've never stayed at this one, but we have stayed at this one. It was probably one of the last times we did tent camping, probably two summers ago. It's the smallest site back here, and you can't get a trailer of any kind in here. It's strictly a tent site. But yeah, we stayed here one weekend too. I do remember that. So we've stayed at a lot of these sites. I am actually kind of amazed, though, for Memorial Day weekend at how quiet it is up here. We've been coming up here a lot of years, and this campground's always full. So I don't know what happened this year that makes it so quiet. I mean, there are some people up here, but we've been coming up here for 4th of July, Cheryl's birthday, for a couple summers now. And we stay like 7-8 nights. And the first time we did that was actually in this site right over here. And there's actually a double site, and I'm not going to film in there because it's occupied and I don't want to do that. But we booked them both, and we had a really good time for a week up here. And then that brings us back around to where we are camped this weekend. We're in site 74. And we've stayed at this site before too, really liked it a lot, and I was hoping that we would get it again this weekend, and we did. And then last summer we stayed with the kids over 4th of July weekend, not at this site, but at the next one down. It's also a really, really big site, and we stayed there for a week as well. So we've got a lot of memories up here. We enjoy coming up here. And then this is our site, and you can see it's quite large. It would be big enough for the kids and us and the grandbabies and everything to set up in here again as well. So we had kind of a lazy day today. We had some ambitious plans, but then we just, we come up here to relax. And so that's what we did today. So it's getting to be about dinner time, and we're going to go ahead and start a fire, and hopefully the weather doesn't change. If I look up, the clouds got really, really thick, and it's getting really dark and overcast. It's like 6:30, and you can just kind of feel it in the air. I don't know if a better way to say that something might be building, but it might be nothing. So we're gonna try and cook some dinner on the fire here, and if that doesn't work out, we'll go under the canopy and cook on the Coleman stove instead. So we've got plans either way. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll get the kayak in the water tomorrow.
Yes.
We are planning to do that.
Yes.
We were going to do that today, but as the day went on, we just really we were just enjoying being lazy, I guess. I don't know, and just kind of enjoying the woods and enjoying the time off, and then just enjoying it being away from everything. So,
and it's peaceful up here,
right? So
just enjoying the peacefulness of everything. So yeah.
So sometimes you just got to do that, right? So what's on the menu, Cheryl?
So tonight we are gonna have, I think we're gonna do chicken. I don't know, chicken or pork steak. Up to you.
Yeah, I'm good either way.
I'm good. It's either a chicken or pork steak, or I have red potatoes. I did buy some potato salad at the local store. They have pretty good potato salad. Okay. Oh yeah, my day drinking shirt. So whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, and then I have some frozen veggies too. We'll cook up as well. So yummy stuff. Either on the Coleman or the other fire, it's still good stuff. We're outside.
Yeah. So the plan, I guess, is chicken. We settled on, so we got some chicken breasts. I'm gonna do those up in the cast iron, and when those get pretty close to done, she thought it is frozen vegetables, but it's a stir fry blend, so we're just gonna throw that all together.
Yeah, I thought it was a California blend, but
that's okay. It's a stir fry blend. It'll work just fine. We're just gonna whip this all up in the cast iron, and that'll be dinner tonight.
And potato salad. And
she bought a potato salad from the Festival Foods. So I think with all that, we'll just get after this.
All right, looks good.
Duh. All right, dinner was awesome.
Yes.
Now it is time for our favorite part of the evening.
Cocktail.
She's already got her Bloody Mary made up. Mm-hmm. So I got to go find myself a little something. And we are going to enjoy this fire for the evening.
Yep, we're going to fire it up. It looks like, I don't think we're going to get any rain, so it should be good. But it's chilly. It's cooler tonight. So, well, it's not as cool as last night, but it's chilly. So, yeah, so I think we're going to definitely like the fire and enjoy the fire tonight.
Well, let's check and see where we're at here. It's a Sunday morning, so we've been up here for 2 nights. So when we went to bed last night, this was at like 55% or something like that. No, it was more. It was like 65%. Anyway, so it drained another 20% overnight, which is consistent with the first night. So it was just running the refrigerator overnight. Have not been able to put the solar panel really to any kind of a test yet because, again, we've got another overcast day. We had a little bit of rain last night, and it looks like it's overcast again. So the most I could get out of the solar panel yesterday with those conditions was like 10 to 15 watts when the sun would break through a little bit. So I was hoping to be able to use this solar panel a little bit and see if it would at least keep up with the charge. So without sunshine, that's a no-go. So yesterday I did top this back off with my Honda generator, and that took about 45 minutes to bring it from 25% back up to 100%. So I think that's pretty reasonable. The nice thing about this is something like this is that it only draws as much power as you're actually using. Whereas if you run your generator, it's just going to sit and run and burn gas whether you're using power or not. So that in my mind is very inefficient. You know, if I fill my generator, I get maybe 7 to 8 hours worth of runtime out of 1 tank of gas. And that's whether I've got anything plugged into it or not. So the generator puts out, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 watts. And, you know, the refrigerator that I have in the camper, he only uses like 40 when the compressor's on. You can see right now, since the fridge is leveled out, there's no power draw at all. But when the compressor kicks in, it'll show about 40 kilowatt hours of usage for that minute or two that it's on every half hour or whatever. So this is very, very efficient. Whereas the generator, you're just going to fill that thing up every 7 or 8 hours. Doesn't matter whether you've got anything plugged into it or not. So that's a benefit. So the whole time we've been up here so far, we've run the generator for about 45 minutes, and we've had ample power for the 2 days or so that we've been up here so far. So I'm liking this. Again, I was hoping to put the solar panel to the test a little bit, and maybe this clouds will burn off and I'll get a chance to do that.
Good morning. Darren's the videography, so he's on the other side. But we just want to wish you good morning. Today we are going to do the kayaks. The weather was a little bit cooler yesterday, so we didn't do the kayaks. So that's the plan today, is to get on our kayaks.
Yes.
So either we are going to swamp them or not, but we'll see. So we are at the back end of a parade. We're just pulling into White Lake to go kayaking. So yeah, we're part of a parade. I kind of wish we had an Adventure Lee's banner to throw out. So here we are. The whole town of White Lake is here for a parade. We actually will probably be up here for the 4th of July parade they have every year. And they shoot off fireworks. Sorry, we don't have any candy.
We came completely unprepared for this. You're right. We are at Bear Paw Lake. This is where we decided to launch the kayak today. It is busier than I've ever seen it. This is usually quiet as hell, like nobody's up here. Anyway, that's beside the point. So kayaks up here, the plan is to undo the straps, take the cradle off. I had to build this cradle, and I'll show you why. When the kayak lays flat on the rack, it would not allow me to open the tailgate. So I had to build a cradle to lift the kayak up. So that's what that's all about. So we'll undo the straps, we'll take the cradle off, get the thing down. All right, see you when we're done.
I was just told to sit here and look pretty. I actually do have a cattle, but you know, I don't know if I'm doing the job. I was a little nervous, but I got in, and I'm in. So how's it going, Clark?
It's going. We have some lily pads. I've seen if I could see any fish down here.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where I would hang out if I was a fish.
Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Now tell me you've never said that when you're fishing.
Right. get sat down here.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's Memorial Day. We have some sunshine today in the morning finally, so I did deploy the solar panel over there. And I'll take a look. It seems to be like topping off the battery and keeping up, so that's kind of cool. So I'll monitor that throughout the day.
Yeah, it's pretty warm this morning.
Very warm. So we made an executive decision last night to stay out here for another day. So our original plan was to go home today at some point. But it's supposed to be another beautiful day today, and so we decided to stay out here one more day. So I'll call my boss in the morning and let him know that I'll be in on Wednesday. So that's the plan there.
Well, we missed a day of kayaking because it was kind of cool on Saturday. So we got the kayaks out yesterday, and then that's our plan today is to get the kayaks out again. So, I say kayaks, it's actually kayak. It's a 2-person kayak. So if I say kayaks in my video, I am so sorry. For whatever reason, I get that in my brain. So kayak.
But with it being Memorial Day, we just wanted to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday. And make sure that you take some time today to remember the reason for this day. Remember those that have served our country, made the ultimate sacrifice for us so that we can enjoy these days and these moments together.
Yeah, after I was just reflecting of what it was like for us to be at Arlington and how sobering that was, and the Vietnam Wall and the World War I, World War II memorials. Everything was really somber, because there are a lot that didn't make it home, so we do need to remember those people, along with it being, a 3-day weekend, and, typically it's your first outdoor weekend as a family. And it's okay to enjoy those things. I don't want you to think to not enjoy family times and friends. But ultimately, it's typically your first camping weekend.
It typically is for us. As well.
Especially Wisconsin.
But yeah, we just want to make sure that everybody remembers to take a minute or two today or whatever, and really kind of remember the reason for the weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
And pay some respects to those that have served and sacrificed for us.
Hey there, it's beach day.
Yeah, we're going to head down to the beach. This is our favorite part of this campground.
Yeah, they have a really nice beach. So yeah, the weather is really warm today.
This campground also has a really nice boat ramp for launching and everything, and it's a really big lake. Like if you look across over there, it's a mile to the other shore from here, and it's not very deep. So a lot of amenities here. So on a side note, we're going to retire this chair. It ripped from here all the way to there. We did our best with some duct tape, so all it's got to do is survive today. And we decided what's better than duct tape is more duct tape, so we put as much on as we could, because that's what you do. So we'll get a replacement chair. So we got shaded up. I might be regretting my life later this evening. We shall see. I got a little red. I used suntan lotion, but yeah, we'll find out. Anyway, we're having a quick little late lunch, little Dinty Moore beef stew in the thing. That's super simple. And it's kind of late in the afternoon. It's pushing 4 o'clock around. We'll do dinner later. It'll be a late dinner. We've got pork chops on the menu. Is that right? Pork chop?
And our daughter's going to come up and hang out with us.
Yes, so we are going to have some surprise company. Our youngest daughter and one of her girlfriends is coming up to spend the evening with us.
Yes.
So, yeah. So we're just sitting enjoying the sunsets, our last night up here. And our daughter and one of her friends are out there on the kayak paddling around, so they're just enjoying their time. And we're gonna sit here and watch the sun go down, I think, and just kind of take in the peace and quiet. Everybody cleared out of here this morning. We're the only campers up here tonight, so that'll be
last night.
it'll be a nice quiet night up here. Yep.
Back to home tomorrow on the grind.
Yeah, back to work tomorrow. So this is our last night here, and we're just sitting around the fire. Just kind of, Cheryl and I just sit and visit and talk about life, talk about things, talk about our future. Talked about this channel a little bit, maybe places we'd like to take it, things we'd like to do with it. You know, we're still finding our path. We're very new to this. But this is my favorite part of being outdoors, honestly, and especially camping in general, is this time around the fire to just kind of really break away from the rest of life and really talk about things and have those deep conversations and just I really do cherish this time. It's definitely my favorite part of camping. And so I hope you guys enjoy this campfire as well. All right, so I've just got some final thoughts on this Anker C1000. It is a game changer, having a little bit of power at camp, especially being able to have a refrigerator. So if you do camping a lot and you struggle with the icing down the coolers and get frustrated with that, you know, if you can figure out a way to do some refrigeration, it's totally worth it. And we've enjoyed having a refrigerator. So we're going to get something similar to this for our setup as well. Like I said, this one's on loan for us. I do believe I would want a little bit bigger unit. We were running more than just a refrigerator. And so I was having to top it off about every 24 hours or so with my Honda generator. So now, having been able to test drive this unit, that's answered a lot of questions for me as to how much capacity we would want to take with us. And the other thing I will say is we were able to deploy the solar panel yesterday. It's a 100-watt panel that came with this unit. And I would definitely recommend a larger solar panel. It was enough to kind of keep up with things, but in a shady campground like we had, we were not able to really get full capacity out of it. The best I could do with it was about 50 watts per hour recharge, because there's a lot of trees and shade around here, and I tried to catch as much sunny spots as I could. So I think I would definitely recommend a larger solar panel, like at least a 200 watts. So I'll be doing that as well when we decide to buy a unit of our own. I'll probably be looking at, I was looking at a Pecron 1500, but I might look at the Anker 2000 instead. I think that would be what we would want, so then we're not having to charge it up every day. It'd be nice to be able to just bring it out for a whole weekend and not have to recharge it. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this. It is a game changer. I'm glad we were able to borrow it.
Hey there. We just left our campsite.
Yeah, so we're headed home. We were at Boulder Lake Campground. It's in Langley County, Wisconsin, about an hour north of Shawano, a little bit east of White Lake. It's $18 a night to stay up here for a regular primitive site like we had. And I think that's pretty reasonable for all the amenities you get. You've got a full shower house with hot water if you need that. The beautiful beach that we showed you guys, and the boat ramp in the Great Big Lake. It's a very family-friendly campground, so we enjoy coming up here. And a lot of families do.
Yeah, so it does have a dump station, and it has hookup sites for those that might have RVs. So the sites, you know, they're nice. They're good sites. They are definitely big enough for any RVs. We see quite a few larger RVs up here as well. So if you like and you know what we're doing, you know, definitely like and share to our channel. We'd like to start getting our subscribers up there a little bit.
Yeah, so we sure do appreciate your support with that as we build this.
Yeah, definitely. We want to take you on all the adventures with us.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you then.
Bye.